Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. For today's video, we are creating two looks with the Pat McGrath Mothership Sublime Bronze Temptation eyeshadow palette. So if you already watched my first video, you know that I bought the bundle on our website, which was a really good deal. I got 10% because it was my first time ordering out of our website, and on top of that, I think the first 24 hours there was a good deal going on. And so yeah, that was way cheaper to get the bundle. Plus I got a little lip set, the lip duo, the one that comes in the little pink packaging. And I already tried Christy on the first look, the first video I created for the Dark Star eyeshadow palette. I will link it down below or at the end of that video if you want to watch it. But for today, we are creating two looks with the Sublime Bronze Temptation. And look at that packaging. I love that form of packaging. So these palettes are done, they're made in the USA. And that's maybe why it's a bit cheaper, but you know what, I just love, it's way lighter than the big palettes, which they're beautiful, but they're not super convenient when you have to hold your palettes. So this one is light, it's nice, it has a big mirror, and I'm excited to play with these shades right here. When I created my poll, I asked you which palette you wanted to see first, and I think the majority wanted to see the Dark Star first, and the Bronze Temptation was really close. So there it is. If you want to see how to create two looks with the new Pat McGrath Opulence collection, well, please subscribe to my channel. You can also follow me on Instagram. And without any further ado, let's get started. Here are the 6 shades in that palette. Celestial, Burning Desire, Supernova, Dark Paradise, Corruption. Oh, that looks like a nice duochrome shade. I don't know if you can see that. Provocatrix. Looks like a duochrome too. Has a bit of green in it. Here are the 6 colors. So I pricked my lid with a bit of concealer and I set it with a bit of loose powder and 330. I'm gonna start with Burning Desire, that nice transition shade. That is, to my knowledge, the first transition shade Pat McGrath does. I might be wrong. Ooh, so that brush picks a lot. So I'm gonna tap it and place it, start in the outer corner of my eye, and I'm gonna slowly drag it into the crease as per usual. Oh, that's a beautiful color. No problem at all to blend that shadow. It applies beautifully. I don't know if you can tell, but I didn't wake up long ago. I still have my pillowcase mark on my face. And I'm building up the color. Oh, that is beautiful. Beautiful. That's a shade you can use every day, just all over your lid. Look at that. So pretty. I'm gonna switch to a smaller brush, Sigma E45. And I'm gonna go to Dark Paradise, that dark brown shade. So I'm just focusing Dark Paradise in the outer corner. And it's very pigmented, but once again, very easy to blend. I'm gonna switch to a bigger brush, my e.l.f. blending brush. Same shade. It's creating a little patchiness here, but I don't think it might be me who didn't set my lid properly. We're gonna see on the other side. Okay, and I'm dragging Dark Paradise into my crease. Okay. I'm gonna go back to my first shade, Burning Desire. I think I want to play with Corruption, that duochrome shade in the middle. Here it's like kind of a purple like slash burgundy, and here it switched like to a copper shade with a hint of green in it. I'm gonna start to apply it with Morphe M224 and apply that onto my lid. I think it does a good job at applying the shade. Oh, it looks almost magenta in my mirror when I do that. Okay, so the shadow is applied with a dry brush. And on the other side, I'm gonna first apply it with a finger. Well, surprisingly, my friends, it applies almost the same way. So because it's more precise with the brush, I'm going to finish with the brush. And I might spray it at the very end, but I just want to get that arch nicely. So yeah, that Morphe M224, it's really nice. Well, we already saw in my first video for the Dark Star that putting glitter glue like doesn't do more, like it's almost the same thing. So spray my brush with some Fix Plus. And let's see now. Yeah, it makes it maybe a hint more reflective, metallic. Yeah, here it looks like full-on magenta. It's so funny. But then you turn and you have that shift, it's shifting. Very interesting shade. So I'm gonna go back to my first brush, my Morphe Free 0, and I'm just gonna mix Burning Desire and Dark Paradise together. So the dark brown and the transition shade, and just go on top of that. See, it looks a little bit more smoky and diffused. And you don't need much, it's so pigmented. Right, now I'm just taking a clean brush, my Bogashi tapered blending brush, and just blend the edges. Okay, I just quickly tight line under my upper lashes. So let's see, I'm just going to pick up a bit more of Dark Paradise, that brown shade, with my Sigma E45 and place it in the outer corner just to bring a bit more dimension. Don't need too much, but just a tiny bit. In the inner corner, so I'm just going to use Celestial. Could have played with that one too, but I think I'm going to keep it for the second look. We're going with Celestial with a dry brush. Very pretty inner corner shade. I wonder if you could use it almost as a highlighter. You know what? It might be almost too cool toned. Gonna see. You know what? I think I want to use Provocatrix too. Dip into Provocatrix, and that's gonna be in between Celestial and Corruption. I think it's pretty. Very pretty. I'm just gonna go back to Corruption because I don't want to lose that magenta thingy going on. And now onto the lower lash line. Onto my lower lash line, I'm gonna use Morphe M324 brush, this kind of funny angled one. And I'm gonna first go to Burning Desire. Generously. So funny, my liner starts to transfer at the bottom, it's so pigmented. I use a permagel, like the Pat McGrath permagel, which is very hard to take off actually. It's a long wear eye pencil. Okay, I quickly used my brown liner from Pat McGrath as well. That's the shade Black Coffee in the waterline. First I started with black and I found it was actually too harsh. And now I'm just gonna pick up a bit of Dark Paradise. Focus in the outer edge. Do the transition a bit up there. And I'm sort of like winging out the shade. Blend a bit right here. Okay, and now I'm just gonna use a tiny bit of Celestial on my brow bone, right there. Look at that. Beautiful highlight for the brow bone and the inner corner. Alright, and you know what? I think we're done. I don't want to overdo it. I'm just gonna finish up with some mascara. Alright, and that is the finished look for the first look. I really like that palette. I think it is so pretty. That's totally the colors I'd love to wear on my eyes. The duochrome shade is beautiful. On my lips, I'm wearing the Pat McGrath Lip Fetish Sheer Color Balm in the shade Blow Up. That little guy, and ooh, so pretty. I think I might want to get more during the VIB sales. This is how it looks like. Yeah, so pretty. Really like that. That's the kind of color I could wear every day. It comes in that little box. So I use my Monsieur Big mascara, Lancôme. If you never tried Pat McGrath eye pencils, they're very good, very pigmented. So there you have it. That is the final look. And I love it. I think it's so pretty for honestly any time of the year. Like you want a smoky eye, something a bit different. Let's see with my light if you can see how metallic it is. Yeah, I just love how it looks. So easy. I love that you can apply those metallic shades with a brush, and it does exactly the same thing as if you were applying it with your fingers. If you wet the brush at the end, it gives that gloss, well, you know, a little bit more shine. What do you guys think of that look? And we are going to jump on to the second look. Alright, second look. Well, I brought this palette all the way to my trip to Denver, but the hotel room was so dark I could not film there. And so sorry guys, I intended to upload that video way sooner, but the room was too dark. Anyway, so I haven't played with the shade Supernova, which is the green one, and I haven't played much with Provocatrix, a little bit, so I might do something with those two shades. I know someone asked me to do something very simple, just a everyday look with that palette. I'm not sure I'm gonna be able to do it for this look today, but this weekend I actually played, and for the daytime I just used this shade and this shade in the outer corner, just a full matte look. It was beautiful. If you want to add a little bit of a pop, you can use this shade in the center, and it's very beautiful just in the inner corner. I might do that on the Get Ready With Me, but it's super easy, but it's beautiful. I'm gonna place first the shade Burning Desire, which is that nice transition shade, onto my crease. And this all over the lid is beautiful. It's a beautiful, I don't know, even my husband was like, oh, that's really pretty. I just placed it all over the lid, and then just a bit of that dark brown in the outer corner, and Burning Desire also in the lower lash line, and it was stunning. I just love that shade. It's not difficult to blend. There you go, and you don't have to be like super precise. Once again, just make sure it's extended a bit in the outer corner. And I'm gonna use my Morphe M224, same brush as last time. Really liked how it performed last time, so we're gonna see. And first I'm going to apply it dry. Let's see, I'm just first slowly packing on. That is a very beautiful color. Like, the sparkles are so fine that it looks wet on the eye. As for the blue shade from the Dark Star, I wonder if it would be better as a topper, but here, I'm gonna zoom you in. Look at that. Do you see that? Okay, so that's a beautiful teal green. not full-on opaque, but I applied it with a brush. I'm just gonna intensify my crease first, and then I'll go back to Supernova. So I'm gonna intensify my crease with the shade Dark Paradise. Just taking that Morphe M324. I really like that shape. And I'm just going to be quite precise actually. And apply it on the crease. Like that. So because I apply it just at the tip, it's very easy to diffuse it and blend and focus the dark shadow just in the crease. If you don't have a brush like that, you just use a small brush. And I just do that motion. And those shadows are incredibly soft. Don't need much, you don't need to work too hard to blend it. So I'm going to take a bit of Paradise, Dark Paradise, and just intensify that cat eye effect. Like that. Something that would help too, I didn't take the time to do it, but you could put a tape too, a piece of tape, and you get like a perfect shape, but you can also take a wipe afterwards. So yeah, just intensify the outer corner, and it's those two colors together, they're actually really pretty. Dark Paradise and that teal green, teal sparkly green. Yeah, it's very pretty. So now I'm just gonna go with my finger, pick up a bit of Supernova. Yeah, there you go. It is way more powerful with the finger. Way more opaque. In the inner corner, I'm picking up with an e.l.f. blending brush, Provocatrix. Very pretty duochrome shade. And I'm gonna place it right here. And it's a very cool, transformative shadow. Like on top of that green, I can see it shifting. I'm gonna bring it towards the center to create that nice gradient. See, I'm gonna do a little pop in the center. Add a bit of Supernova right here because I don't want to lose completely the green. On my brow bone, I'm gonna use the shade Celestial, that light gold, and focus it a bit in the inner corner. Oh, I had a bit of fallout with Supernova. Well, we're gonna pretend it's not here. In the lower lash line, I'm gonna take again my brush, and I'm gonna pick up Burning Desire. I just love that shade. It's a shade that if you get that palette, you're gonna use like all the time. I'm gonna use Dark Paradise, the brown shade, and now picking up Supernova, the green shade, with a Makeup Forever professional brush, a straight brush number 208. Just picking up a bit of pigment, and I'm going to spray my brush, and I'm gonna place it all along the lash line. Use it as a liner. I'm gonna take a bit more of Burning Desire, just to work the transition right here. Dark Paradise again. Alright, well, keep in mind when you're using Supernova, that green shade, you get a bit of fallout. So I just quickly redid my concealer. I used the Huda Beauty, the Overachiever Concealer in the shade Nougat 06G, just for reference. And if you were wondering how I got both super bright and under eyes. I'm gonna use the Urban Decay 24/7 Glide On Pencil in the shade Overdrive. It's a nice metallic green. Yeah, that completes perfectly that Supernova shade. Look at that. Okay, look how perfect is that eyeliner. I love it. And I just went a bit further down with it. And I'm just adding a tiny bit of Supernova right there. There it is. That's the final look, and I really love that eyeshadow palette. Very pretty. The eyeshadows are so easy to blend, so easy to work with. You can create so many different looks with those shades. I'm just gonna show you with my flashlight. Look how sparkly it is. Yeah, you can create so many different beautiful looks from something very simple. You can just smoke out like all over your lid this burning desire shade. It's beautiful for every day. You can smoke it out a bit in the outer corner with this one if you want a full matte eyeshadow look. You can add this one in the inner corner of the brow bone and it's fantastic. This one I love because it's shifting. It's kind of that duochrome shade, and when you put it on top of a darker shade, it just transforms it completely like it did with Supernova. Supernova by itself would be a beautiful top coat if you just use like a brush, like a fluffy brush, and you can just dust it all over that brown dark shade or a darker like a black. Beautiful. Corruption is a stunning color. Here you have a feeling it's burgundy, and then you turn it, it's like full-on bronze. You can actually see in the mirror the difference. It's a beautiful shade. So far I might say that it is my favorite palette of the two I already tried. So between this one and the Dark Star, which is right here. Very different. Once again, if you haven't watched my video with the two looks with that one, I will link it at the end of this one. Two different palettes. I'm gonna play it with the third one next, the Metamorphosis, which should be fun. Now, I think this is a palette that you can definitely pair with matte eyeshadow or something, you know, to add on because you don't want every day like a full-on like metallic look. I'm excited to try it on. There you have it, two looks for the Bronze Temptation eyeshadow palette. I am very happy. I just love the packaging. I love the formula, the color story. I'm super excited. On my lips, I quickly put on my Marc Jacobs Sugar enameled, and that's in the stick formula, you know, that gloss stick. And you can definitely wear like a matte lip, it will be beautiful too. And then my Marc Jacobs Velvet Noir mascara. What do you guys think? Which look is your favorite? Are you going to try to replicate these? If you got the palette, let me know. Hopefully it gave you some inspiration. Yeah, keep in mind that Supernova and Overdrive, they are stunning together. Look at that. It is perfect, the perfect shade. That's it, my friends. I'm really excited. I think it's very pretty. Thank you so much for watching. If you haven't already subscribed to my channel, you can follow me on Instagram. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. You can share with your friends and your family, and subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you so much, and I will see you in the next video.